My name is Mike Chavez. I'm the Assistant Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid here at the University of San Diego School of Law. Really excited to be here and share some information about our program, answer your questions, demystify the application process in general for prospective applicants, and just really support you right on your path to law school. So, just so you have an understanding of maybe how we're going to conduct this session, I want you to feel very comfortable, right? No questions off the table. We're very transparent in how we review applications and how we convey who we are as an institution about what the experiences entail for our current law students. So our goal is to empower you, right, when it comes to your decision making in applying to law school, give you clarity into what makes law school different than the other undergraduate experience. And again, kind of what are some of the features and aspects that the admissions committees focus on when they're evaluating an applicant to the law school, and not just to USD, but many of these perspectives cut across law schools, across the country, as far as how committees evaluate applications and really understand whether or not someone's going to be a good fit, the academic potential of an applicant, and what they will go on to achieve in their professional careers as jurists and as lawyers. So, with that said, I'm going to share my screen, and I was testing this earlier, so we hope that it duplicates in the same fashion. Um, and I'm just going to get started. So this is our admission series session with UCSD with all of you, and I'm going ahead today's agenda, what we're covering. We're going to explore the campus a little bit, explore the law school specifically, but also explore the campus. I have a flyover video and separately a video of Warren Hall. And I normally when we host a virtual tours, we also include a tour of the law library, but that with if we combine all tours, then we'd be here for about 45 minutes. So I'm just going to show you the law school and do a quick flyover video of the campus for those of you who have not had a chance to visit and see the campus. And then we have a mock admissions committee session, so you will all have a chance to participate in reviewing specific select sections of hypothetical applicants, and then vote for who you would admit or perhaps put on the wait list or maybe even deny as an applicant. So ask some specific questions to help you kind of gauge how you should be looking at files and provide additional perspective, right, on perhaps areas where your applications can emphasize specific experiences, can shift our gaze towards understanding again your academic potential, and this mock admissions committee exercise it kind of facilitates that. And then lastly, open this up to a Q&A about our more broadly, anything that you're interested in as it relates to learning about our program, law school experience as a whole, and the application process. So let's jump into it. University of San Diego, total population of both undergraduate and graduate students is about 8,500 students. So a small campus, not nearly as large as UCSD, clearly. But this photo here is probably captures about 75% of the campus. You find a wide thoroughfare through the middle of the campus. And last year, University of San Diego was voted the most beautiful campus in the country. This year we're number five, so I think they had to spread the wealth a little bit because we also were number one 2 years ago, and the year before that we were number three. So definitely an inspiring place. The campus is close proximity with students, very vibrant. You see familiar faces walking around campus, and so this is just an aerial shot of looking from west to east at the University of San Diego. So let me play this video of the campus. And I have some sound that will be playing. So I will talk over the sound. And if you have trouble hearing, just perhaps let Kimmy know so that way I can moderate my voice a little bit. I'm just changing my screen size here so we get a better view of the video. So if you were to sign up for one of our virtual tours through our website, this is the video that we'd be showing you. And actually, I took this video during the pandemic. It's actually me on my cell phone, placed on a gimbal stabilizer, walking through the law school. Once they notified us that the campus was shutting down, I decided, well, let me run over to the law school and make sure we capture some video of the building so that continue to provide tours during that period. But it's we've retained the same video because it's turned out to be very popular. It's actually it's one of the staff members narrating live for you, so it's not like a pre-recorded video where some little pop-up person talks to you. It's actually us speaking to you and answering questions during the tour. So this would be the same path you would walk if you came to campus for an in-person tour, which all of you are invited to do. And right now we're looking at the faculty reading room, which is a space reserved primarily for faculty and staff during the day, and then we do have small networking events, guest speaker events in the evenings in the faculty reading room. Over here to our left, we have the dean's office, the dean's suite. Dean Robert Shapiro is our current dean. He's been with us since 2021, actually early 2021. He comes to us from Emory Law School, where he served as dean there, and he's also a constitutional law scholar, and he clerked for Justice Stevens on the U.S. Supreme Court. We try to get him to teach classes, but we also keep him really busy, so he hasn't had a chance to teach classes yet at USD, but perhaps in the future. We're just panning straight walking down into Warren Hall, which is our primary law school building. We saw the Office of Admissions and Financial Aid. This year I'm up around 45% in applications compared to last year, so that office is very busy, the Office of Admissions and Financial Aid. Warren Hall is composed of 3 different floors, so we're at street level, which is the second floor that we're peering into. As we pan to our left here, we see the Office of Academic Success and Bar Programs. Just as the name implies, this office is responsible for ensuring or contributing to your success as a law student. And so throughout your academic career, as a 1L, 2L, 3L, or 4L, this is how you know that it's recorded on the phone, because it's the lighting shifts. I'll pause it very quickly. So in your first year of law school, we have academic success fellows who are assigned to every doctrinal course. These are upper division students who current upper division students who perform exceedingly well in their 1L courses. And so they are made available to you as academic success fellows throughout the year. They host study groups. They're sitting in on class with you. They're offering office hours, and that's a resource to you as a law student. So sometimes, when you're trying to understand what were you supposed to pull from lecture, how does the professor, test? What are some of the points of emphasis concepts the professor would like you to focus on? Those office hours allow you to glean that information from discussion with an academic success fellow. And then also, as I mentioned, that they're hosting study groups throughout the year. Every student is invited to a study group, not specifically select students, but every student has the option to sign up for a study group led by law fellows. And then, of course, bar programs. The reason why you're going to law school, in most cases, is to take the bar exam. We just the information for the July bar exam was released about a month ago. For first-time bar takers, for this last July's bar exam, July 2025, we had an 86% bar passage rate, and about an 86.6% bar passage rate for first-time bar takers across the country. So if you are looking to take the bar exam in California or another state, a different jurisdiction, I would venture to say that you are well positioned to pass the bar exam, and our academic success and bar programs office contributes to that end. The office has since moved. So this is a video shot during the pandemic. So the office has since moved to the first floor of Warren Hall. And that is now our registrar's office. Our law grad programs, our Office of Graduate and International Programs, they are the ones that manage our LLM program, which is a master's in law. If earning a JD degree wasn't sufficient, you can also earn a master's in law on top of your JD that provides additional emphasis and focus on a specific area of law. We have a tax LLM, international law LLM, general LLM. this right here. They also oversee our study abroad programs. So each one of these flags, I'm sure you can make out all the different countries here, represent countries where we have study abroad and exchange programs. The difference between a study abroad program and an exchange program is that the former, study abroad, occurs over the summer, and an exchange program occurs over the fall or spring of your academic term. So presently we have a summer abroad program in London where you can study in London for 4 weeks over the summer and then return back to the stateside, maybe perhaps to volunteer or work at a nonprofit or a government agency or at a law firm for the latter half of your summer. So a great way to, if you're interested in a comparative legal education, that is to say, understanding how the courts and legal systems in other countries operate and how they differ from the U.S. legal system. Comparative law education, then an international summer abroad or exchange program is a great way to do that while also immersing yourself in another country. So you have your summer abroad programs and you have your exchange programs that happen for an entire semester, where you may be in Germany or you may be in South Korea or you may be in Argentina. We did have semester exchange program in Israel, and presently that is in suspension, given current conflicts in the region, and our hope is to reactivate that soon. University of San Diego has about 740 currently enrolled BD students, LLM students. And we also now have online LLM program, which expands the total population of students. About 145 students were on our online LLM program. Now we're entering one of our smaller classrooms. You may take it may be that you have your legal research and writing class in this classroom. We have a class in your 1L year called your Experiential Advocacy Practicum. You may have that in one of our smaller classrooms. Last year, our entering class was composed of 240 total students between our part-time and full-time program. And so that gives you a section size. I'll pause it right here just to provide some clarification. So every law school will divide its incoming class into multiple sections. And within that section, you are all taking the same classes with different professors. As an example, if I'm in section A and Kimmy's in section B, and Ethel's in section C, we're all taking the same doctrinal classes. We're all taking the same bar courses and research and writing course, but we're taking that with different professors in each one of our sections. So in your writing class, we break up the section into smaller groups. So that's why you would have fewer students in your physical classroom in your writing class, and why you would have fewer total students in your experiential advocacy practicum course. And as we move upstairs to the third floor, I'll talk more about our experiential advocacy practicum. As noted, the incoming class last year was 240 total students. We actually shrunk the class from 257 the prior year to two years ago to 240 last year, and that was very intentional. We know that students perform better in smaller classrooms. We know that receiving more individualized support contributes to their success not only as law students but also on the bar exam. And we're positioning ourselves. There may be disruptions in the legal market, the economy as a whole, and so with a smaller classroom, we're well positioned to ensure that our students remain competitive for the jobs that they're seeking as graduates and have a more intimate learning environment for each class. So this is the third floor. We just ascended to the third floor of Warren Hall. Most of our faculty offices are on this floor. Some of our larger classrooms hold around 90 students. We're entering one of them. We are in the process of fundraising to renovate Warren Hall and possibly add a new wing to the law school. Construction starting around 2030. I'll pause this here. This is what, as a larger classroom, kind of what you envision when you think about law school classrooms, perhaps from movies or television. You have your crescent-shaped desks or tables here. The professor at the front, cold calling on students using the Socratic method to initiate conversation and critical thought about a specific case, asking you about the facts of a case, the holding, having you discuss the rationale of the court, right, as it pertains to their holding. That all happens in your classroom setting. The primary difference between law school and undergrad is that professors are expecting you to come in having a full grasp of the material, and they are elevating that understanding through discussion and through the Socratic method if they employ that pedagogical technique. So not all professors, will employ the Socratic method. It depends on the professor. Some of them may use it for the first half of the semester. Some may not use it at all. Some may use it just sporadically, throughout a lecture over the semester. It really depends on the professor's teaching method. But it is the case that students are cold called in the 1L year, and it's not intended to be intimidating. It's not intended to make you feel uncomfortable. It's really to get you accustomed to thinking on your feet, to working pragmatically through different fact patterns, to demonstrate your understanding of the material, but also guide you through your analyses, right? And so the professors tasked with that as part of their teaching method, and they can do that through standard lecture or through the Socratic method. And they may call on some, alphabetically in the class. They may call maybe the first row of the class. And so it just depends on how they manage that process. But it is, in the beginning, it does feel, kind of different. The uncertainty of like, am I saying the right thing? Did I hit, mention what they're looking for? But no one remembers what your response was in a class when a professor asks you a question. It's just, again, it's an exercise of a learning tool, and professors use it in different formats throughout your academic career. I had stated prior that we would that I jump a little bit more into the experiential advocacy practicum course, your EAP class, your 1L year. That is a class where you are connecting the theory of the law with the actual components of practicing law. So we each semester, so your fall semester and spring semester, you're presented with two different hypotheticals. Your first semester is a negligence case. Second semester is some type of transactional law case. So think contracts, right? For transactional law, some business-oriented case. And each one of those hypotheticals, you are working through a problem set of how that case manage in real life circumstance. So, as an example, for your first semester a few years ago, the students had a hypothetical where a baseball fan was hit by a baseball bat at a Padres game, and then the question becomes, who do you sue? Is there negligence? And so you are taking your torts class in your first semester of law school, which is focused on negligence and intentional torts. You're also taking civil procedure of how cases move through courts, the parties involved, how do you determine damages. Let me pause this here just so I can tell you where we're at. We're actually right now in the Grace courtroom, which I think the name adequately captures the aesthetic here. So where students will actually practice from their EAP class how to cross-examine a witness. You will practice giving a closing argument. And so in your EAP class, going back to that hypothetical where the fan got hit by a baseball bat, who do you sue? What court do you file in? Which parties, right? In addition to perhaps the baseball player or maybe MLB or maybe the Padres. Does it matter if the player was, or how do the circumstances change if the player was a Arizona Diamondbacks player? Does that change what court you can file in? What if I told you that the fan who got hit in the eye was a surgeon? Perhaps they weren't paying attention the whole game and they were talking to the person behind them and they're sitting in the third row. Does that change your analyses, right, of perhaps who should be held liable? Are they partially liable for their injury? This is all tort law. And so you're learning, a combination of tort law and civil procedure. So we're connecting as again, the theory of the law, the principles and the cases that you're reading about in your first year classes to a hypothetical circumstance in your EAP class. And we actually have guest speakers who come in, civil litigators, criminal litigators, who will come in and work through these different lawyering skills with you, articulate what what their day looks like, how they approach these types of cases, and you will practice these skills in small group settings in your EAP class. So again, you will give a closing argument, you will learn how to cross-examine a witness in a simulated fashion. But this all helps you gain a greater perspective of what it means to practice law, whether or not you are interested in becoming a litigator, the lawyering skills that help you advance in your professional career, in your interviews that you'll have, right, for jobs that you are seeking, internships and externships that you're seeking throughout your law school, your tenure in law school. There's a nexus here between the foundations you're building through EAP, your doctrinal courses, and then the actual experience you start to develop in the real world under the supervision of attorneys. So that's our EAP class. Returning to the Grace courtroom, it's not uncommon for student organizations to host their meetings here in the Grace courtroom. Their monthly meetings, faculty, presentations, guest speaker presentations, our trial teams to practice, prepare for different competitions. There is a camera system here so students can record themselves and watch back, right, how they are interfacing with the judge, the way they present their arguments, perhaps their body language, how they articulated themselves, just different ways, again, to really refine your comfort navigating a courtroom setting. The courtroom presently is set up for an appellate court. You can tell by the number of judges' chairs, which were 3 behind the bar. One of our favorite classrooms here at the University of San Diego School of Law. We have 10 different concentrations. You can think of a concentration as a curated path through law school. Just to name a few, so not to be self-serving, we have a intellectual property law concentration, corporate business law concentration, public interest law concentration, civil litigation, criminal litigation concentration, and just name a few. 18 units in order to earn a concentration. It does not mean you have to have a criminal litigation concentration in order to be an amazing criminal law attorney. Again, this is simply our way of kind of laying out for you the specific courses, student organizations, experiential opportunities that will broaden your foundation within that practice area. And invitation shows up on your curriculum. Let me turn off the sound. I know they're saying some comments about the sound being too loud. So I hope everybody can still hear me. So now we're on the first floor. Y'all send me a direct chat. You can hear me okay. So now we're on the first floor. Wonderful. Now we're on the first floor of Warren Hall. Again, I mentioned it's 3 floors total. Thank you for everybody. We will walk past. This is our career and professional development office. They are the ones who are not helping you find the jobs, because we have an amazing group. We have a fairly robust database where we post job openings. They are the ones helping you compete for the jobs you're interested in. So each one of our career advisors in the Office of Career and Professional Development is an attorney. So they know, one, what it means they know what it feels like to be a law student, and they know what it feels like to be a graduate looking and competing for the jobs that they're interested in. So in different practice areas. For the class of 2024, we had a 99% employment rate by the ABA reporting deadline, which is 10 months after graduation. For the class of 2025, that data will be released in March, where we have to report it to the ABA, and at the beginning of this year, the data will be released by the ABA in mid to late March. The class of 2023, we had a 96% employment rate, so we are doing very specific things to ensure that our students are landing at the jobs that they're interested in, You spend all that time and money, right, to develop the skills and knowledge necessary to pursue a career in law. And our staff and administrators are focused intensely on ensuring that you are well positioned. This is our student lounge area. We just walked through, and the kind of the kitchen area for students. You will never see a faculty member here warming up a California burrito. This area is entirely just for law students. We have our faculty lounge, staff lounge upstairs. Sometimes I'll see students here playing Mario Kart, hanging out in between classes. And now we're exiting to the south patio. We'll have networking events here, student membership drive events here, admitted student events here in the south patio. As you all are well aware, San Diego has amazing weather, so it's very easy for us to host events outside. We have over 55 different student organizations, and not just student organizations that are concentrated on law-specific experiences. We have over a dozen different student organizations that are social in nature. We have the Surf and Law Club. We have the USD Law Running Club, which I founded about 4.5 years ago. The dean of the law school is on the running club. We have many people who've never ran before, and then they start running, and then before you know it, they start training for a marathon. So just advance warning, law students are hyper competitive, and once you give them a goal to pursue, it's not surprising when they take that to the ultimate. And so many different student organizations to build community around at the law school. Every resource that's available to our undergraduate students is also available to our law students. We have we have a cafe area, multiple restaurants on campus, multiple small eateries on campus. Different law clinics, and actually we just announced our newest law clinic this last fall, our Innocence Clinic, where we will be assisting individuals who have been wrongfully convicted of crimes. The first class for that Innocence Clinic is actually tomorrow. Other clinics that we have 2 different tax law clinics, an entrepreneurship clinic, immigration law clinic, housing rights clinic. Our direct client service related clinics. I would venture to guess that to walk from one side of campus to the other is about, I'd say 14 minutes. So we're not a massive campus. So you see familiar faces walking through the campus, classmates, very strong sense of community, very collaborative space. One of the things I love about USD law students is how invested they are in the support success of one another. Not an environment where students are stepping over one another to get ahead. Community is essential to success. And the ethos of collaboration is something we're very proud of. We're walking towards the law library, which is on the right-hand side. As I mentioned, the law library, adding that tour, then add like an extra 15 minutes. So we'll skip that for this session. But the Party Legal Research Center is actually the largest law library in San Diego. A lot of windows throughout this encircle the building, so a lot of light pierces through. You don't feel like you've disappeared into catacombs when you're at the Party Legal Research Center. You still feel connected to the community around you. So that is the tour of the law school. Let me reshape here my slide deck. Wonderful. All right. So I promised, let me return back to the fact that if you are interested in an in-person tour, we invite you to contact Kimmy, but also on our website, you can sign up for a tour of the law school. We have a staff member who hosts a tour. I think we're doing tours about twice a week presently, and then we will start probably a little later in the semester. We will start hosting Saturday tours.